back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl MJ back to you with another video. For all my new subscribers, hi girl, guy. For all my old studies, you know the vibes, you know the videos. So this is a sit down video. I haven't done one of these in like a really long time because like right now there's no power. I'm busy risking my phone battery for the sake of YouTube. I haven't done this in a while. I even feel weird doing this because I'm scared my neighbor can just pass and like look at me talking to my phone or talking to myself, but it's whatever. So this is a story time, and I'll be telling a lot of stories in under 10 minutes. Maybe I'll even go over 10 minutes. So firstly, as we can see, the background is different from the last video I did rating people's graduation outfits. The background is different. I'm now on my own. I have no housemate. I live in a bed-sitter. As you can see, there's a bedroom, and at some point there's a kitchen, there's a sink, and this is where my clothes are on some wooden compartment, some wooden wardrobe, my table where I put my lotion and blah. So yeah, I'm in a bed-sitter, so I'm on my own. How do I feel about being on my own? In the beginning, I didn't really like it because I did get used to living with someone for the most part. But with time, I got used. Actually, started getting used to being on my own and like the silence of just being on your own. And it's actually fun living on your own because you live on your own rules and you're not accountable to someone else. Like if you want, you can cook. If you want, you can cook. If you want, you can clean. If you want, you can clean. If you want, you can do whatever. And the only person who's going to be at fault is you, not you and another person. So yeah, I'm in a bed-sitter. How I moved in was a crazy story. I didn't even have enough money. I had enough money just to pay for the house and buy a fridge. No food, no nothing, but a win is a win because I had a house. That was the only thing that was in my head. Let me get this house, let me move, let me settle, let me start getting used to this new regime of life for me. And then work has been okay. I have, of course, bad days, good days I'm happy, days I'm sad, days I'm wondering, am I really cut out for the corporate world? Because working a 9 to 5 is not what I thought it was. Sometimes it actually does drain you, like, and you can't, when we were in uni, right? It was very easy to miss class because all you do is just study in, like, okay, I'll just break a night, break 2 nights, break a couple of nights. Work, there's nothing like that. You can get off days, yes, but you can't just wake up one morning and say, I'm not coming, and not have a logical reason to why you're not going to work, So also, it's been 11 months of me getting used to that, really. Some days are good, like, like, okay, I signed up for this. This is the job I prayed for, the job I cried for. And then sometimes it's like, yeah. So someone can just marry me and just give me a rich girl life, you know what I mean? Like, do I really want to be Miss Independent anymore? So there's been that as well. Adjusting to living on my own, adjusting to my work after getting confirmed and everything, managing a salary, managing a budget on my own. If I don't buy food, it's me that's going to suffer. There's no other person who's going to say, okay, look, me, I can put my money, then we eat. No. And another thing that I've been struggling with is friendship. My whole life I've had male friends more than female friends because I don't know, we can hit it off. Like I can have a female friend and we hit it off and it will be vibes, but then when we hit a rough patch, like we argue about something or we fight about something, girls have this tendency of going back and forth with each other, and sometimes I feel like I just don't have the energy to start going back and forth with someone. So instead of just confronting the hard conversations or the hard truths about whatever had transpired, I'll ghost. I'll go into hibernating for a bit until the sun has settled. That's when I'll come back. But then I realized some people really don't react to that very well. So I lost a couple of friends, and I got used to a dynamic, like a certain dynamic with these said friends that I made in Kawe and whatnot. And then it's like we're not friends, but like we're cool. And I learned that you can be like that with someone and just not get back into the old regime that you had, because of course something is broken. And I know people say broken crayons can still color, but I doubt. It's not the same. And I understand why it wouldn't be the same, because something broke. And there's a different analogy of a broken glass. You can glue it back together, but if you pour water and reach it at a certain level, it will start leaking. Why? Because it's broken, hence it not being the same anymore. So I had to adjust to that. For some time I got depressed about it. I got a lot of anxiety about it, because I got used to set. I don't know if anyone's like me, but I hate change, and whenever change happens I have an anxiety attack, or I go into some deep form of sadness because something has been moved. I like things a certain way and to stay a certain way, but then learning through life that there's certain things that you just can't control. So what can you control then? I changed my hair color. I barely do crazy colors, or to me this is crazy because I'm boring. So I did a different hairstyle, did a different color. I changed the arrangement of my house. This wasn't the arrangement initially, it was different. Why? Because I started telling myself in order for me to get comfortable with change, I need to initiate change in certain areas. Because whenever something changes in my life, I break down. Like I just shut down. I get overwhelmed. Everything is just irritating me. And then on top of that, you still have to act right when you're at work. Whether you're depressed, whether life is falling apart, whether your boyfriend has dumped you, whether your friends don't want to talk to you, you have to come correct to work and get the work done regardless. And that's been like some of the hardest thing for me, is to act right, to do the work despite life also beating you in the ass crack. You have to still go to work and get it done. To some extent now I understand why my parents would come grumpy from work, and then they find that you haven't even removed chicken from the fridge. Then your mom's from being shouted at, she has to find school fees for you, she has to feed you, and then on top of that the economy is also just going. It's not even caring whether salaries are the same, salaries are increasing, all that. And you have to come correct to work still. Regardless, you have to be at your best, because if you're not, you'll be replaced and you'll be fired. And in some of us, the position that we're in, if you lose your job, it means I go back home to start from scratch again. And that's a worse off transition. Like imagine living on your own, doing whatever you want on your own terms, and then having to go back home and go back to abide to someone else's way of life. That's crazy. So I think that's been the past few months. That's been like 2024 so far. Adjusting to losing friends, adjusting to change, adjusting to things not always being the same, adjusting to coming correct and doing your best when it comes to work. And also on a spiritual aspect, how to take my Christianity and what to do when I'm going through storms of life. I learned that I shouldn't ask why, but I should ask what is God teaching me from all of this. Because I read a scripture in 2 Corinthians, I think chapter 12. It talks about how Paul had a thorn in his flesh, and God put it there so that he's not conceited. Like he shouldn't do, I don't know how I can explain conceited, like so that he doesn't, I don't know, putting a thorn in his flesh so that he doesn't do a particular sin. It's like putting you through a certain storm of life to avoid you from disobeying God. At least that's how I took it, or that's how I chose to understand it. And I also started teaching myself to count my blessings and to not always complain, because I'm very good at complaining while I'm missing out on a blessing. You know what I mean? I prayed for this job. I prayed to move to a different town. Yes, of course, everything won't be rosy. My life may be rosy. It's hyperbolic. Maybe it's episodic. My TikTok girls, they know the sound. Not everything could have fallen into place, but it is a blessing that I do have a job and I do get paid and that I live on my own at such a young age. I'm only 23 and I'm doing this all by myself. It's a very big achievement and it is a blessing and I should be grateful. Sometimes it's just really tough to see the blessing when you're focusing on the bad things that are happening. I've lost friends, the economy is biting me, rent, water, electricity, you know what I mean? So that's been like my life in a nutshell. I feel like the year me turning 23 has come with a lot of character development of its own kind, because I'm juggling work, I'm juggling friendships, I'm juggling my relationship, I'm juggling family that's all the way in Ndola that I still have to keep in contact with, I'm juggling my spiritual walk, I'm juggling temptations, you know, I'm fighting oppressions. And in all of that, I'm still supposed to stay sane. It's crazy. It's a mad thing. So that's been my life lately, and I just really thank God for everything that's been happening, good and bad, because at the end of the day, it's shaping the kind of woman that I'm going to be, the kind of mother I'm going to be, the kind of wife I'm going to be, the kind of Christian I'm going to be, and everything. So it's been a roller coaster. January, February, March, April, May has been a roller coaster. I've had good months where I'm like at my peak, like I'm living life. What's that? Shopping life before it chops you. Just steady chilling, near pachabe. And then I've also had times where sometimes you just feel like an idiot, but you're not an idiot, but you feel like you're an idiot. In Mr. Zimba's words, you just feel like life is just not cutting. Like, is this the life? Is this the 20s they talk about, where life just makes sense and you're chopping life? Sometimes you sit in your room, it's dark, there's no power, and you're just crying and you're thinking to yourself, is this what I wanted? So hence the roller coaster. So if there's anyone in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, and life just feels like it's just not making sense, apparently that's how it's supposed to be in your 20s. Some of us got it wrong. We thought it would be rosy. We thought it would be hyperbolic. You know what I'm saying? So for those who are still in school, trying to get their degree, for those that are trying to juggle work, relationships, family, Christianity, all in one. No, you know what? God has got us. I know it doesn't seem like that in the moment, but the bigger picture is, if God got me through all these other things that like I had been through, like university was its own garbage ball, but God got me through that, you know, breakups, life crises, midlife crisis, like your parents are in a midlife crisis and you're being taken care of, your parents are taking care of you and whatever, God still got you through that. So, you know, like at the end of it all, God still has us. We shouldn't lose hope. We should take heart. And like, yeah, that's been my life in a nutshell. I was supposed to record this in 10 minutes. I even just landed, but anyway, if you reach this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to try and get into my YouTube space again, because when I'm depressed, I just shut down. Or when life is not at a constant, yes, idea, happy, depressed, your anxiety, overwhelmed, Jesus, he helps you, saves you. You know what I mean? Like at that point, I feel like I just didn't have the energy and the time to sit here and be like, hey, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. I was not having it. I was just vlogging at some point because I couldn't bring myself to sit and explain everything, which I hope I have. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'm going to shut up now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend we are quietly this time. Peace. Thank you for watching. Bye.